Welcome back to today's video. This morning we've just been to pick up this lad here. He's called Charlie and he is the tup that's going to be seeing to our girls and hopefully giving us some baby lambs in early May. It's a little bit later than normal, but because we've only got 4 to serve, we're at the bottom of the queue for hiring a tup. So he's been fantastic. He's come home in the back of Stephen's boot, which was worrying but was absolutely fine. He seems to be a good lad. We've just put a little bit more rad on him so we can see if he actually manages to serve the serve the girls. And now Stephen's going to try walking him over and introducing him. You have to get the halty off safely. Come on girls, give him a break. Alright, I've got the gate. You go in, silly. Good lad. He's got a little bit of blue on his head because unfortunately he had a little bit of a scuffle with another...
Ready already?
He had a little bit of a scuffle with another tup. Oh, look. Oh no, you don't want that. Just in the car. So we're going to leave them to get acquainted now, just checking out his temperament first. Make sure our girls are happy and we'll leave them all to it.
Well, looks like we've got a good tup. He's been in the field about 3 minutes and he's already served one of them. So another 12 minutes and we'll be taking him back. I've just come to check on the tup. He's been here about an hour, so we've come to see how he's getting on. Looks like he's caught 2 of them. We've seen Nettle, our pet lamb, just running away from him. She's not keen at all. She's over there hiding behind the fir tree. We've just come to see what the storm's done as it passed through. So as you can see, it's come up the field this way the strongest, and it's pulled out maybe 5 trees, ripped them straight out of the ground off the roots, so they're going to all have to come out. On the plus side, it's firewood, but it's not ideal.
There's a few look a little bit unstable as well, doesn't there? That big old apple tree there.
But yeah, could have been worse considering what other people have had. We've got another one down, a big one down over there in the corner of the field, which just took part of the metal fencing down.
Can't really see it through the corner there, but
we haven't got time to be going checking on that now because we've got turkeys to do, so we'll take you over there and show you them. So these are the turkeys we're going to be processing shortly. There's 5 females, 1 male. We did have another male and another female, which we done a couple of weeks ago as a practice run. They're not a massive breed, they're a heritage breed, the Bourbon Reds, so they're not bred for putting on loads of meat on the breast. So the male we did, even though he looks massive there, he only weighed out at about 11.5 pounds. The female I think was about 7 pounds. Yeah. But they're big enough for our family of 4 and they'll keep us in meat for, well,
we'll see, won't we?
Well, yeah.
Never done it before with turkeys.
Because we had the 10 chickens last week. We'll do these this week. So once these are out, we're going to refix what the storm did, because they had a nice gazebo up there which it's just trashed, so we'll have to do something with that. We'll have to put the net back up, which is trashed. We'll straw and sawdust all the floor, redo the housing for the chickens, because we've got chickens in the barn which are going to come into here. And then when Charlie the tup goes back in hopefully about a month's time, the sheep will go in the barn for over the harsh winter and then back out in the spring when they're ready for the lambs. So that's all the plan. We'll see how much we get done today and see how far we get on. So this is where we're going to process the turkeys. We've got a little boiler here which wants to be about 50-54 degrees. You don't want any hotter than that because you don't want to burn the breasts, the skin of the meat on the bird. You just want it hot enough so that the feathers will easily come out. So I've got 3 or 4 quick dunks in there onto the little electric plucker to get the thick feathers out. and then we'll just hang them up by the feet here and hand finish them, and then it'll be into the fridge for a week to hang, and then we'll gut them and process them properly next weekend. Right, so I'm just finishing off the last two of the turkeys. This was the stag that we had left, and this was the smallest hen that we had. So you can tell the size difference. With them being a heritage breed, you can see where the meat is on the breast, but if there were a double-breasted one, that would be massive all the way through. And when I was saying about the water, you can tell where it was a bit hot there, so there's a little bit of scalding on the skin, but the breast and everything looks fine, so that'll be all right. So yeah, we've decided to get rid of all the turkeys this year. It's our first year of keeping them, and we just thought, I think it cost us £55 for eight-week-old poults, and we just thought the cost of raising them through the winter, housing, straw, feed, to keep them all through the winter and then try to breed off them, it's just not worth it for us. So for the cost of £55 every year to raise 8 turkeys, I think that's pretty reasonable to not keep them all through the winter, especially with us both working full time and we only get like chance on a weekend to do stuff like this, so it just works for us. So that's the turkeys finished. It's not a bad looking yard bird, so I'll go and get these in the fridge with the other 4 and then on to the next job.
It's 20 to 2 and we finished the turkeys. I've had the horses out for a good few hours. They were out the whole time we were doing the turkeys. Stephen's now fixing up the goat shed, or what used to be the goat shed, because the goats are in the barn now for the winter, and we've decided that we're going to change some of the animals around into there because it's a covered area. So the dog blew off that shed in the recent storm, so he's fixing that up. Grace is helping him. Jack's done one of the stables for me that we've had some birds in recently because they're inside as well. So yeah, lots and lots going on, but we're absolutely starving. So I'm going to go in and get some food on quickly. The sun's getting quite low already, can't really see on the camera, but don't have that much daylight left, it feels like, and it's only 22 as I say. There's Stephen coming in. Right, let me get some food on. This is the glamorous side of Smallholding. So I'm in the middle of cleaning out the old meat birds mesh greenhouse. It's a bit like this actually behind me. So this was a polytunnel and we meshed it with the tiny chicken wire meshing so that we use it for individual chicken pens. Now this one has been destroyed. That was obviously the cover from the rain and things. The one that I'm cleaning out at the moment is in the barn where we had the meat birds, but we processed them. I think Steve alluded to that when he was doing one of his talks. But we've deep littered them, which is fantastic when you're raising them, but not great when you clean them out. There's just so much to do. But anyway, thankfully Stephen is off work today, so he's literally lifted the mesh greenhouse up on its end and it's all just fell into a pile at the end. So now it's up to me to clean that out while Stephen's busy with a load of other tasks. This is the muck heap where we put all of the horses bedding. So the horses bedding is just shavings, so it's chopped rapeseed straw, and we keep that separate to the straw, which is what we use for the poultry most of the time, because the straw takes a lot longer to rot down, and the horses bedding rots down super quick. So I use that more for the veg plots. Now our horses have got no chemicals or anything in them, so I know that what we're getting is super chemical free, basically everything that you'd want from compost. Sometimes the chickens we worm with apple cider vinegar. We don't use any chemicals, but the feed that we know what goes into the horses' feed, we don't know what goes into the chickens' feed, so we're not too sure always that that's all okay to put on the compost. But also it just doesn't rot down timely enough anyway, so that just goes in a separate pile. So that's why I've got 2. It's a bit of a mess at the minute because we're just dumping stuff on here, but then I like to stagger it so it looks like a proper neat muck heap, but I just haven't had time lately. It's been dark. I've got my breath back. I can't stand hiding around here anymore. I'm gonna have to go back. And then there's these guys here which need relocating now as well because their floor is just shocking after all the rain and wind that we've had. So we're gonna move these round. These are old enough now. These are last year's chicks, Aracanas, and there's a mix in there, and these guys are going to go in with the big birds, the older birds, and hopefully this should all be all right. We'll put them in on a night or straight onto, when it's dark, straight onto a what's it called, a roosting perch. God, Tracy, it's been a long day. We'll put them straight onto a perch, and then in the morning they'll know where the home is and they'll just go straight outside. But obviously at the moment with the whole lockdown for hens and stuff, it's not great for them because they can't really go outside anyway. They've just got a really small area that's penned in. Right, back to it. So this is the mesh greenhouse I was just quickly telling you about. It's literally a greenhouse frame with the chicken wire on it, and it's in the barn at the moment, but for when it's outside we've just got the plastic sheeting on. Oh, Blackie, and then we put extra protection on if it's outside. But essentially this is now ready to bring some new birds in here. You're going in. And this is the nest boxes, which are just oil drums that Stephen's just cut some lids out of. So all nice, clean and fresh. And now Stephen and I have got a few other jobs to do. We actually need to nip out to a shop to pick up some other bits for the kitchen from the range. It's, I don't know if people know that shop, if it's just local, I don't think it is. It's hello Lid. Anyway, we've got some other bits and pieces for the kitchen, but just accessories now really, but it's all money, isn't it? So we'll just see. But we've something that Steve wanted, I'm sure. Anyway, I've forgotten, but that's where we're heading now. Well, we're back from the range and Stephen bought one of these, can you see what the ad's that one? The blenders to make his smoothies. So when we finally get back into being completely healthy, which doesn't feel like anytime soon, we'll be able to do the smoothies with that, and that blender is going to live over in that corner. But in the meantime, I need to get tea on, and I had down stuffed chicken breasts tonight wrapped in bacon, and I'm just going to stuff them with some leeks, brie and cranberries because that sounds good and festive. Never done it before. I have no idea if it'll turn out or not, but that's what I'm going to do now. I'll show you what the end result looks like. So there you go, guys. We've got a chicken breast stuffed with leeks, cranberries and some brie, wrapped in bacon, and then some more cheddar and bits and pieces, parmesan actually it was as well. Red cabbage, broccoli and some stuffing because Stephen absolutely loves stuffing. That is tonight's tea. So it's a good night from us. We are tired. It is late, eating late tonight. It's 8 o'clock. So we're going to sit down, have a little drink and go to bed, and we'll meet you again tomorrow.